What is going on, YouTube fam? Welcome to the Jonathan Dierman Show, the least political show you can find on YouTube. If you enjoy content that's more loyal to principles instead of political parties, consider subscribing. And I got a new mic, by the way. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I know the lighting's a little bit different, but the mic should be better. Hopefully I'll do a little comparison here.
What is going on, YouTube fam? Welcome to the Jonathan Dierman Show. And today we're going to be reacting to a video called Kids Meet a Gender Non-Conforming Person.
So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. Today I want to talk about the obviously hottest topic we could possibly talk about. That is the upcoming election. Guys, can you believe it's just 3 days away? I really feel like it came so fast, but here we are. And I want to go over what the polling data says, and then I do also want to give my personal prediction on who I think is going to win. If somebody gave me $1,000 to bet on this election, who would I bet on? So I'll discuss that as well. So here we're going to look at some polling data. This is from BBC.com. I'm sure they have some bias in some direction. I don't know which direction, but I believe these numbers are accurate. So first of all, in the national polls, in the popular vote, Biden is up right now 51% to 43%. As you know, the popular vote doesn't automatically mean that person is going to win. It's about the electoral college, not just the pure majority, which, by the way, I do want to do a video at some point on this channel talking about why the electoral college was introduced in the first place, and does it have benefits, does it not? And so we'll talk about that in a future video. 51% to 43% currently in the national polling. But then here's some battleground states here. And it goes to list these battleground states here. You can see there's Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia, and Wisconsin, which, by the way, side note, it's a little crazy that Texas is on the battleground state in this election. It's probably because Californians are moving to Texas, and I live in California. I know how Californians think, and they do not think red. They think strictly in blue, and so they're probably taking some of their principles and beliefs to Texas. So as you can see over here in the column on the right, Trump won most of these battleground states in 2016, which largely played into him actually getting elected. But as you can see here, Biden is currently in the lead in most all of the states. In fact, with the exception of Texas, Biden is in the lead. And then in Arizona and Ohio, they are tied. Of course, this is within the margin of error, which means it's so close that it's really hard to even properly assess this, but it does give some sort of indicator of where people are leading, even though we know based on 2016 that polling data for sure isn't an absolute, but it does help. That doesn't mean we should just throw it all out the window, but it obviously isn't the end all. If the results pan out in the direction that these polls are currently leaning, then Biden's going to sweep and dominate. It's not even going to be a close election at all. There is a path for Trump to win reasonably. And here's the path for him to win reasonably without negating what the polling is saying. But the reasonable path for him to win is, most importantly, he has to close the gap in Pennsylvania, which is kind of a wider gap than some of these other battleground states. Pennsylvania is at about a 4-point difference here. He has to close the gap there. If he wins Pennsylvania, and he also wins Georgia, which is super close, North Carolina, which is about a 1-point difference, Arizona, which is a dead heat, and Florida, that is the ticket for him to be elected for a second term. It is quite a task for Trump to come back and win this election. He is clearly, based on this polling data, the underdog. Again, I know polling data does not automatically determine the election, but I'm not of the impression that we should just throw it all away. It's what we got, so we can only use what we have. So again, the path for Trump to win this upcoming election is a difficult one. Quite a few of these states he's going to have to flip. According to the polling data, he is the underdog here. Now, with that being said, let me go ahead and give you my prediction personally. If somebody gave me $1,000 and said bet on one candidate or the other, here's what I would probably do. First of all, I do think that Trump is the underdog in this election. But with that being said, if I were to lean one direction on who I think is going to win, if I were a betting man and I were placing a bet, I would actually bet slightly, and I mean slightly, on Trump pulling ahead and winning the election. And here's why. After that first debate that happened between Trump and Biden, I would have bet on Biden. The first debate, you already know I made a reaction video to it. I thought President Trump's performance was really bad in that first debate. I would have bet on Biden. After the second debate, even though I thought they both did pretty good, I thought that Trump made it easier for people to vote for him after the second debate because he showed some restraint, and I think that worked for him. But here's why, even though the polling data is leaning towards Biden, why I would give personally why I would bet on Trump slightly. I mean, it's probably like in my mind, okay, this is my non-professional mind, but it's probably like 51 to 52% versus 48-49% Biden. I mean, it's really close in my head on who I think is going to win. The reason I would probably lean towards Trump, and by the way, we'll know in 3 days or so whether or not I'm correct. And so this is why it's not smart to give predictions on the internet, because you could definitely be wrong, and I definitely could be wrong, but we'll know within a few days. But the reason why I would probably lean Trump and bet on Trump is because I think that his last debate performance really did help him. I'm convinced that it made, not even just for independents, but I think it made a lot of Republicans that like his policies, but just have a hard time voting for him because they're so put off by his personality. I think he did a great job in the last debate, making it easier for those people to vote for him and to get up and get out of bed and go vote, which I think is really going to help him. The second reason is because this polling data, however it's gathered, I think that you're much more likely to have a bunch of closet Trump voters show up on election day than closet Biden voters. And what I mean by that is I think that because it's pretty popular to be a Biden supporter, I think that people, even when doing these poll surveys, have no problem just saying that they're for Biden. I think Trump supporters, or even people that are leaning Trump, may be a little bit more hesitant to say that or communicate however they're communicating through these polls that they're leaning Trump. They may be a little bit more embarrassed to say that because of the stigma. And so because of those two reasons, I do think Trump is going to be reelected. Would I be shocked if Biden was elected? I wouldn't be shocked. I hear some people saying that Trump's going to win in a landslide. I would be shocked if Trump won the popular vote. Even if he wins the presidency, that he's not going to win the majority of votes. But the Electoral College, the way it's set up, I do think that he has a path to win there. So the bottom line is, even though I think Trump is the underdog because of his last debate performance, and because I think there's probably more closet Trump voters, I'm leaning towards thinking that Trump is going to win the election, but wouldn't be shocked if Biden pulled it out, and I for sure think Biden's going to win the popular vote. That is the bottom line of what my prediction would be. But with that being said, guys, I would love to hear, what are your guys' thoughts? Who do you think is going to win this election? It's so hard to know. Obviously, 2016 showed us that. I thought Hillary Clinton was going to win. A lot of people thought Hillary Clinton was going to win. She didn't win. It's so hard to know the results of these things before they actually happen. But I would love to hear, what's your guys' guess? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, or if you like what I'm trying to do with this channel, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up. It really does help these videos get out to more people. And if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you all at the next Jonathan Dierman Show. Peace out. Woo!